Welcome to Where Are They Now, the new CUNY Startups podcast where we sit down with alumni from our startup programs and discuss their experiences, delving into their journeys, aspirations, and the unique experiences that the CUNY Startups programs have offered them. Not just to recount success stories, but also to unravel the challenges, the lessons learned, and the moments that define their entrepreneurial path.
Hi, Sable. Thank you so much for joining us. So, how's your day been so far?
It's been pretty good. How about you?
Nice. Yeah, mine's been pretty good too, just the usual work. So, let's jump right in. So, can you take us back to everything before everything started together? What did that phase of your journey actually look like for you?
My journey with CUNY Startups was like my first introduction to creative strategy. And I didn't realize that until I got into a city tech and started taking classes in it. And I was like, oh, this has been like a really great experience of like learning like how to put together a project like that, and then like learning how to propose it to someone. My journey with CUNY Startups was just like a very great learning experience into that sort of thing. And it helped me like build my confidence.
So, you started at Kingsborough College and then you later moved to City Tech. What changed in your approach to work and opportunities during that time?
It's a really good question. I think it was more of just like thinking on a, I guess what's the word, like a strategic level, like putting more thought into what I was doing instead of just kind of going off of instinct. I think that was like the main thing.
That's definitely insightful. So we see that you're a multidisciplinary designer. What do you say is your thought process before you decide on a project like to execute, or do you just jump straight in?
Well, I go in and I look at what's required. Like if there's text, I read through all the text. If I need to do any research, I do that just to get a better idea of the background of the project that I'm working on. And then I start thinking about like sketches, like design and color and stuff like that. But definitely the most important process is the research.
So can you tell us more about the type of projects that you work on?
Right now for Kingsborough, I'm working on their Dean's List ceremony and creating print and digital materials for that. I'm also doing some freelance work with a bakery that's getting ready to start up. And then it's just mostly classwork and things like that and some personal projects.
That's like really cool. And so you were selected nationally for a major illustration conference. What do you think made you stand out at that level? Or what can you tell us about that whole experience?
Gosh, I mean, like, I don't know what to say about myself. Like, I feel really shy about that sort of thing.
It's cool. We just want to put that out there to other students who may be interested in the same path that you take. So no pressure at all, just enlighten us.
Well, it all started out with Professor Woolley, who introduced me to the organization. And then I was just like, well, yeah, I'll just take a chance and apply. And that has been like one of the best experiences I had in terms of illustration and learning more about the industry. I like really think that if a CUNY student is interested in illustration, they should definitely make an account with the organization. They have a lot of resources for students, for illustrators, period. And then definitely try out to apply for a conference. Like it was like mind-blowing experience. It was amazing.
So what was at what point would you say CUNY Startups came into your journey, and what made you decide to get involved?
It came towards like the end of my associate's degree at Kingsborough. Like I was kind of like waiting to get into another semester to finish my bachelor's. And I was like, well, what can I do? And I was looking through my CUNY emails and I saw this free program. I was like, why not?
And how would you say that changed the way you think about yourself, not just as a creative, but someone who could actually build something?
Gosh, that's a good question. I mean, it helped me get out of, I think, this rigid mindset I had where I thought I had to do specific things. And I feel like the program helped me expand my worldview and like helped me understand that I could do more than I thought that I could, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So could you tell us about the idea that you worked on or the startup that you were working on while you were in the program?
Yeah, it was called Patchly. We wanted a way for students to like have one hub where they could connect, and then like after that, expand it to different college systems throughout the United States.
And we also see that you've had various experiences like interning at the Met. You've had technical roles like color management, and you also help first generation students as well. How would you say being in CUNY Startups helped, or like, how would you say the experience that you had here translated into any of those roles?
It helped me build my leadership skills. Like that was something that was important. It helped me with working together with a team with other students and collaboration. Like that was really important, and it made me realize how much I wanted to do that with other CUNY students. And I was really excited to see, I guess, like the other mindset of other students, like in different schools. Like it was really fun going to Baruch and like interacting with the student population there. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Definitely. So you've been in technical roles like color management. How would you say that helped like creatives like yourself, or that made you stand out as a creative?
Well, I think like learning about print and production is like super important because not everything is digital. A lot more of it is in print. And they're saying like some people say that print is dying, but like that's not true. Like there's a lot of different things that are in print. And if you learn how that works, it helps your design so much more because like then you have to be more conscious about like margins. Where can you fit like certain aspects of the design within certain dimensions? Like you have to be really conscious of that, and that makes you more aware of the space and your constraints to it. But it's not like a bad constraint. It's also like it's pretty cool. Like you're like, oh well, this is what I can do with this sort of space and stuff like that.
And would you say there's like other things that people could do or other resources that could help just aside having this experience?
Like, what do you mean? Like different organizations and stuff like that?
Yeah, or like maybe some online resources that people could use aside like having hands-on like real life internships. Like if
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I could give you some like links to things afterward if that would be helpful.
yeah,
I have a couple
definitely.
ideas.
Yeah. All right. We could put that at the end so if people are interested. We saw that you worked with first generation students. How would you say that shaped how you think about opportunity and success?
I think being around other students like me and just kind of seeing how I don't know, like how hard we're working and things like that, and just like collaborating and sharing resources, and I feel like that it's just very motivating. Like it's just motivating to be with other students who have similar experiences to me, and yeah.
I understand. So for someone considering joining CUNY startups or trying to grow in general, what will you tell them to focus on to actually move forward or to actually get into the program?
I say focus on being excited about working with a team, and like be ready to pivot. Like we had a bunch of ideas that we wanted to pursue, and then we, finally settled on Patchly, and that was fine. Like the pivots were exciting, and just like the thought process of trying to figure out what we actually wanted to do. So like, don't be afraid of pivots. Be excited to work with new people and be excited to work as a team.
Are you guys still working together on Patchly or it's on the hold for now?
Well, I mean, for my end, it's on hold. I had to leave early due to some personal reasons, but I wouldn't be like, once everything settles, I would be open to like going back to it. But I'm also excited to see if like my other teammates are working on it and what their ideas with that is. Yeah.
I understand. And then before we let you go, if you could go back to your earlier self before all of this started to come together, what would you tell it?
Ooh, that's a good question. All of these are such good questions. I guess don't be so nervous.
I understand. Definitely, the nerves can actually mess with your thought process and everything. Thank you so much for your time today, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Oh, and if any of our viewers want to connect with you or want to reach out to you regarding the field that you're in, how can they contact you?
I'm pretty active on LinkedIn.
Okay, we'll put a link also to your LinkedIn at the end of the video. Thank you so much for your time today, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.